discover the secrets to managing your household finances on one income. This budgeting guide for homemakers will help you to effectively do just that. Tip number 1. Start by keeping track of all of your expenses. We can't know what to fix if we don't know what's broken, right? So be sure that before you even start budgeting, start tracking. You can do this super easily with apps such as Rocket Money. I will link it down below. But be sure that you are tracking all expenses from small to large. Anything from subscription services to groceries to anything in between, be sure to track it all. This will help give you a clear picture of exactly where all your money is going each month. Sometimes we think we spend a lot less than we do, or we might have forgotten about a subscription that we signed up for long ago. So this step will super help to clarify anything we might have missed. Next, grab a pen and paper because you're going to create the actual budget. Once you have a good idea of exactly where all your expenses, create a monthly budget that allocates funds for different categories such as groceries, utilities, mortgage or rent, transportations, and savings, and whatever other goals or categories might be specific to your household. Make sure to set realistic limits on each category based on your income. If you're a believer and you tithe, be sure to do that one first. Next up, your savings and your immediate needs, such as a roof over your head, groceries, etc. I will link a great resource down below that will tell you what to prioritize. If you still see that you have a bunch of categories but not enough finances left, then you're going to want to do the step I'm going to talk about next. But first, let's prioritize our savings goals. When we're working on one income, sometimes things can be a bit limited. So if we have a goal of things that we're saving for, such as paying off debt, saving up for a down payment, or maybe even getting a vehicle, we are going to want to prioritize those savings in the order that makes the most sense for our family. First and foremost, tackle that debt, because once you do, you have extra income that will no longer be going elsewhere, and you can now bring this income back for your other savings goals, making it even faster. But then the rest is up to you. Decide what are the priorities for your household and prioritize your savings based on that. Next, if you are running out of money but still have a ton of categories, we're gonna wanna reduce our discretionary spending. Go through your budget again with a fine-tooth comb and look at the things that could be eliminated. Identify non-essentials such as going out to eat, or sadly even fun money. This is just for a brief period until the categories and our finances can even out. I do have a video though of how we can make some money as a homemaker, so if you want to check that out to speed it up, feel free to do so, but understand that that is completely optional and not necessary at all. For example, I'm not yet monetized, so I don't make an income on YouTube just yet, and my family of 4 and I, by God's grace, are able to manage with the one income. However, you can help to change that by subscribing and sharing and watching the videos. Thank you so much for everything that you do. All of that to say that we are the typical family with the one income, and it is definitely possible. Sure, we have to make some sacrifices, but it is well worth it to be at home with the boys and helping to make my house a home. Now that we have our budget fine-tuned, be sure to plan for big expenses or unexpected surprises. This would be your emergency fund. In addition to those savings we talked about, be sure that you have an emergency fund. Besides paying off debt, I would strongly advise you to consider that as your first savings goal, because we never know what is going to happen. We don't want to go back into debt due to any surprises, and it is especially critical for homemakers to do this as there is only one income. Sometimes we can anticipate some of these larger expenses, so after you get your emergency fund all set up, consider things such as home repairs, annual insurance premiums, and any other large expense that you know about that your household typically has. Incorporate this into your budget by setting up sinking funds for them so you can avoid financial stress when these expenses eventually arrive. Next, you're going to want to review and analyze your budget. Weekly and monthly, be sure that you are checking up with your budget because things are subject to change. You want to check it monthly because every month can be different and every month you need a budget. You want to check it weekly to make sure that you are not falling off track, because if you do end up falling off track on one of the weeks, you can always readjust the next week versus hoping to catch up at the end of the month with one income. If you review it weekly or daily, you can readjust categories as needed when other things arise. Make sure you are reviewing these categories as needed and reallocating as you see fit, so that you don't go off of your budget. Sometimes, even though we're budgeting super mindfully, a lot of things are out of our control. Like when bills rise up all of a sudden, I do recommend shopping your rates and renegotiating your bills from time to time. And we all know how high groceries are at the moment. We can't do anything about that either. But I do have some tips on how you can save money on your grocery bill. So check out this video here for these proven tips if you're interested in that, and I'll meet you there right now. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, to God be the glory. Bye.